Most writers think discipline is the problem. It isn't. And if you have ever feel guilty because you don't write every day, this video might give you something you didn't expect. Permission. A different way to interpret what consistency actually means. Hi, I'm Andrea, the founder of BIBISCO, the novel writing software downloaded by more than 200,000 writers around the world. And I want to start with a sentence I keep hearing in writing culture. Real writers write every day. It sounds strong, clear, almost noble, and for a while it feels motivating until life happens, until work expands, until someone gets sick, until you are exhausted, until you skip day 1, then 2, then a week. And now something subtle changes. You open the file again, and instead of inspiration, you feel resistance. Not because you don't care, but because you don't remember. Where was I? What was this chapter trying to do? Why did this character react that way? And here is the part nobody talks about. The problem is not the pause. The problem is the confusion when you return. If you use a simple Word file, you open it and facing a wall of text, 30 pages, 50 pages, no visible structure. You start scrolling, you reread, you try to reconstruct your own thinking from 2 weeks ago, and that is exhausting. This is what I call resistance to re-entry. It's not laziness, it's cognitive overload. When the story only lives in a linear document, the moment you step away, it collapses back into undifferentiated text, and this is exactly where continuity breaks, not during the pause, during the return. This is where BIBISCO changes the experience, because continuity is not about writing every day, it's about being able to come back quickly. When I reopen a project in BIBISCO after a week, I don't reread 50 pages. I open the character sheet, I open the timeline, I open the project structure. In 30 seconds, I can see where the story is, what each character wants, what tension is building, what scene comes next. BIBISCO holds the memory for me. It externalizes the structure so I don't have to rebuild anything in my head. And that changes everything, because now a pause is not dangerous anymore. I can afford real life. I can stop for a week, and when I return, the project is still oriented. This is the difference between regularity and continuity. Regularity is about streaks, continuity is about recoverability. If your system makes it painful to come back, you will slowly avoid coming back, and then you will think the problem is discipline, but it isn't, it's friction. Let's go deeper. We culturally admire streaks, 120 days in a row. It sounds impressive, but streaks are fragile. One interruption and psychologically it feels broken. Continuity is stronger because continuity expects interruption. It is built for real lives, lives with children, with work, with illness, with season of doubt. A novel is not a 30-day challenge. It is often a multi-year construction, and multi-year projects cannot survive on perfect routines. They survive on systems that reduce re-entry resistance. Think about it carefully. When you stop writing for a week, what makes it hard to return? It's not lack of talent, it's not lack of passion, it's the cost of reconstructing context. You need to remember, what is the story really about? What arc is this character in? What is unresolved? If all of that lives only in your head or buried inside one long document, every pause becomes expensive, and expensive returns slowly kill novels. This is why the sentence "real writers write every day" is misleading. It confuses frequency with sustainability. A writer who writes every day for 2 months and then abandons the novel had regularity, not continuity. A writer who writes intensely, pauses, returns, reorganizes, and continues for 3 years, that writer has continuity. Continuity is not visible on a calendar. It is visible in whether the project survives interruptions. And survival requires structure, not pressure. If this approach takes some weight off your shoulders, let me know with a like. It's a small gesture that helps this video reach other writers who are struggling with guilt. And if you want to turn your writing from a frustrating hobby into a sustainable practice, subscribe to the channel. Here we talk about how to finish novels, not just how to start them. Now let's look at how to build that structure. Structure is what makes returning light instead of heavy. When the architecture of the story is visible outside your head, you don't panic when life interrupts you. You know you can come back, and that psychological safety changes your relationship with the work. You stop writing out of fear of losing momentum. You start writing knowing momentum can be rebuilt. This is the shift. Streaks measure discipline. Continuity measures design. Staying is more important than streaks. BIBISCO was built around this idea, around the idea that writing is not a perfect daily ritual. It's a long relationship with a complex project, and complex projects need memory. If you want a writing space that makes returning easier, not harder, download BIBISCO using the link in the description. Because when the structure holds the memory for you, you are free to pause and still stay.